Welcome to this look at Sandy Bay on Farming Simulator 19 on console with me, MrSealyp. This is Sandy Bay 19. It is now available on console. This will use 566.08 megabytes. It's fairly high for download, but I personally think it's worth it. This is the best birthday present ever for a certain young lady you may all know. You may be new to my channel, you may be new to this. My youngest daughter, Sealy, who has appeared with me many times on my videos and is starting her own channel. This is her favourite map ever, and today, the 27th, the day I'm recording this, is her birthday. I was going to try and record this yesterday. Apologies for the delay. My internet decided to jump back to the Stone Age, and short of chiselling out on stone tablets and trying to send them out to people, I wasn't quite sure what to do. So I had to wait till my internet came back up to be able to get this to post. So, here we are. It's very exciting. There's loads of cool stuff on this. Now, I am going to be looking to my PC screen to my right, so I'll be reading a few things every now and again. The, well, not change log, but the description on this, I checked on the PC version, the change log, the description is completely different between the PC one and the console one I've got in front of me to my right. I'm going to also put this out there now, that this is by no means an extensive map test. This is a map tour. I'm going to give you a load of information about the map, take you around, give you an idea of what's on it, what you might like about it. There's a couple of extra bits of video I've done, but this is by no means extensive, and I'm saying that now because there are quite a few new features on this that are going to require further testing and further looking into, because if I did that on this video, the video would be a couple of hours long, trust me. So let's have a look at the map. This is the map. Well, the map itself doesn't look like it's changed very much. Actually, the topography and everything is pretty much the same. My taste test for maps that get converted, as opposed to brand new maps, is: has the map maker done enough to change it to make it feel different? There's something very nice and nostalgic about going back to a previously played map, but if you've played a previous map for a long time and nothing has changed, you go back on and after a while you think, okay, I've done this already. This has changed a lot. So whilst the map looks the same, sell points have moved, there's new things added, I mean loads of new things added. We have got two crop types added. We've got lucerne and rye have been added in. The other features I'm going to talk about and show you as we go around. On new farmer, which is what I do my map tours on, this uses 750 out of 1299 slots, which seems fairly high. Well, but it is, but not overly high. But if you do this on Start From Scratch or Farm Manager, that drops down to 623, and you don't start with any machinery or anything at all. So, as far as what do we start with on New Farmer? Well, let's click on that. You start with all of that. It gives you your starting farm, fields 21, 1 and 2, but it does give you all of the other farms. And there are two what I consider to be other main farms, and there's some other ones dotted around. All the animals are all on there. If we zoom in a little bit, you'll see that all the animal points on here are caught up within that green boundary. So all the animals are all technically all bought for and paid for. You don't have to worry about that at all. The biogas plant is wrapped up in this. That is all bought and paid for. You haven't got to worry about that. So what does this actually cost this plot if you want to do this? Nothing. So when you come onto the game and Start From Scratch or Farm Manager, this whole plot that's in blue is absolutely free. Zero. No value whatsoever. The farm and the fields and these farms do have a value and will cost you to buy them. But not too expensive. 344. That one's 160. The main farm over here, 301. And then the field prices vary from very small down, field 33 for example, for 53 grand, up to field 24 for 1,008,000. So you've got a real mix of fields. There are 47 fields, I think it says, to the right? Yes, 47 fields. And 40 of those have missions on them. So contracts are available. 40 out of the 47 have missions on. That's pretty cool. We've had maps in the past where you come on and you've got 4 or 5 fields have got contracts on. I think that is absolutely brilliant. So we'll have a look at the map again as we're going around, so I can show you where we're at. Now, I'm going to try to avoid comparing this to the FS17 version for the simple reason that it's changed so much. It will be churlish to do that. I know I will do. I know at some point I'm going to come back in and go on the previous version of this. I will say what's been added in. What I do like about the main farm here, this has gone back to the original, say the original version. The FS17 version was different to this, completely different to this. This has gone back to a version I recall from watching Dagwin do a Let's Play on when I first started playing the game on FS15. The FS17 version on console was quite different. We've got nice big expanse open areas. The main farm is up here with all our machinery in it, and there's not a huge amount of starter machinery. We do have a silo up here for storage. I'm just thinking actually, do we start with a trailer? Didn't come across someone I was going round. Talking of which, machinery we start with. We go into the garage, as you'll see, 750 slots. That's only on console. If you're on PC, irrelevant. JCB Fast Track 4220, John Deere 6135M, Massey Ferguson Activa 7347. Now, of course, you can sell all of these and start off with different machinery. It's entirely up to you what you go with. You don't have to have these. Oh yeah, we have got a Bandit. Plough, seeder, fertiliser, herbicide sprayer, mower, baler, and header trailer, and that's it. No weights, no tedder, no, it's not an extensive list, but you can swap that out should you choose to do so, which is rather nice indeed. What we're going to do, actually, you know what, I'm going to swap back onto the map and let's zoom in a little bit, shall we? So, we do have cows here at this farm, we do have chickens, we have a sheep pasture out there, and we do also have a sheep sort of pen to the side, so you can mimic that thing. This is fully seasons ready. This does say full season support with many extra features. Now, that is something that's going to require extra testing, because like I say, the description is different on here than it is on the PC version, and it does say in brackets flooded roads and fields in winter. Now, I was told, reliably informed, that that was something that would not be porting over to console. So that's something that's going to require further testing, because I haven't got seasons on this particular map tour, but it is fully seasons compatible. It's just whether or not we get those extra features. So we do have the main silo, we do have a lime station, a fuel point, we do have cows here at the main farm. So if we go down the hill and look at the view, it's just, I mean, this was one thing that was always amazing about this map anyway, was the view. It's just awesome. So buy, sell, load or unload for your cows, or one of the cow pastures, because there are a couple. There are some really nice extra features on this. The fence, milk point is round here. Feed triggers, that was something I was struggling to find. I say struggling to find. I haven't been around this too extensively because I wanted to be surprised myself. I've tried to avoid watching anyone else's first looks on this. And that's from no other reason that I wanted that kind of, you know, that little bit of a wow factor as you go around. I have picked up on a few features because I didn't want to miss certain things out. Oh, there we go. So water troughs there, feed troughs on the inside. Usually down the middle is where you put your bedding in. Again, some of these things are not set in stone because, like I say, I haven't extensively tested this. This is just a look round and we'll see. There are a lot of features to get around, so I'm not going to dawdle too long. I know I've rabbited on at the start, but there's all the information I like to pass on about the map and slot counts and various different things. These buildings are amazing. Loads of custom textures on this. OxygenDavid is pretty impressive as well at modelling, so a lot of, not like catwalk modelling, you know what I mean, but modelling his own buildings, that kind of stuff. So as we come down the hill here, there's big field out to the side here is a sheep pasture. We click here, buy, sell, load or unload for sheep. I think there are troughs in this field as well. Or did I dream that? No, over there, right over that side of the field, there's a feed trough and a water trough over there. And we go back up the hill, back up towards the farm. And we've got another sheep bit up here. Just here. With feed and water trough just alongside there. Now as for where the the wall pallet spawn. I think it's over here because we've got chickens tucked around the back here. Click on that, buy, sell, load or unload. The feed trigger for the chickens is there, and we've got 2 hazard marked areas here. I think one of those is for egg boxes and one will be for wall pallets. Could be the other way around, but I think that's where they spawn here. So we're going to come around. There's the trailer. That's what I was looking for. Loads and loads of building and barn space at the main farm. Now, one thing I just literally said I wasn't going to compare, but on the FS17 version, this wasn't Sandy Bay Farm. Sandy Bay Farm was over the other side of the valley. This was Willow Farm, I think it was. And Sandy Bay Farm was the other side. That's been swapped round, so you do start over here at Sandy Bay Farm. Lighting all over the place. Never any shortage of lighting. Oh, that said... Oh, why won't that open? Hear that? There we go. Workshop just inside the building here, so for all of your repair, maintenance, etc. needs, customization, that's here. Now John Deere is there. Again, there's so much building space. You have no shortage for storing machinery, vehicles. If you like storing your crops loose, some people do, they'll put their grain down and they'll store it in piles, potatoes, those kind of things. You can get away with that if you want to. So what I'm going to do is something I didn't check, and I'm going to check now, and I'm going to apologise in advance if I whizzed around some of the bits on the map. I may skip bits and show you where we've got to. I want to do a full drive, and this may be a fairly long map tour, and if it is, it only is because I want to try and show you everything. Oh, that was snug up against the building. Yeah, but, and there is a lot to show you. So cool. So, in other news, with regards to this map, for those of you that have been asking me about SealyG and whether or not we're going to be doing another co-op series, when this map released yesterday, and she was over the moon that this map released yesterday, like I say, best birthday present ever, thank you. I know OxygenDavid put it in and wasn't sure when it was going to release, so obviously it wasn't planned, but you know what I mean? Oh, I'm making an absolute hash of this, aren't I? There we go. In about 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, SealyG will be on her summer break from sixth form college. She has already said she wants to do a co-op let's play on here on Sandy Bay. So this takes wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soybean, corn, rye and back again. The lucerne on here is like a grass crop, so that's not on this as a silo. So this is not a multi-fruit silo. It does the main crop types. So from here, let's whiz out from the main farmyard, overlooking the main kind of harbour pier area. And let's get round the map. Now, for those people that will automatically do the whole map tour doesn't start until whatever. I don't always put map tour on there. Sometimes I do. This is a map review, map tour. What I like to do is start off by giving all the facts, the figures, the information, so everyone's aware of everything, because if I don't, people then comment and say, you never told us what the slot counts were, you never told us what the megabyte was, what storage it's going to take, you never told us about, you know. So that's the bit I do first. Anyway, now this does say also speed cameras around the map and police cars that will fine you for driving over the limit. Now I went past one of these, I'm coming up on one now, which is a brilliant feature, and I didn't get a fine. That said, on this I'm only going 26 miles an hour. When I went round this to test it, I was in the JCB and nothing happened. So again, I don't know if that's a PC thing or whether we have got that. Now I might get comments today saying yes, it absolutely does. It absolutely does work. I haven't got it to yet, so that could just be for PC. The detailing on this is incredible. There are no collisions on hedges. You can drive through them. That's not obviously headers and usually bales, some pallets and things like that won't go through hedges, but vehicles can. Just thought I'd point out, again, that's another question that I often get asked. It always seems to me with the one thing that I forget or miss is the one thing that people will ask questions about, but that's just the nature of the beast. So first of the sell points we're going to get to is the garden centre. Here at the garden centre we have the ability to sell a whole load of crop types, and you can sell manure here as well. There is a manure sell point just over there, and we've got our sell point here. With regard to sell points, I'm just going to put this out there now, there are loads of them. So when you come onto maps and people say, well, there's no sell points, it's rubbish, you're going to be pleasantly surprised on here, because biogas plant, dairy whole stores, garden centre manure sell point, green tech, little ham stores, Portview coast stores, pub egg sell point, Sandy Bay barn, Sandy Bay stores, Sandy Bay dock stores, dock 1, dock 2, sawmill, spinnery, west coast stores, western shore stores, willow farm barn. Actually, that's one that I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, willow farm, of course it is. So yeah, there are plenty of sell points, you won't have to worry. This is one of those deceptive maps that feels very big. It's not a 4X map. We don't get 4X maps on console as of yet. I don't think we will. But here we are at Merrywood Farm. Lots of these little farms have signs as well, which I think is a really nice feature, lovely touch. Something that's been added in, and something that I think is going to require again more testing, because there will be loads of questions on this, is this. If I go here and do that, no, that's the milk, where was it? Over here, sorry. And do this, calves. We can have calves. How cool is that? Now that does have a lot of ramifications. It's just amazing. So let's get a couple of calves, black and white, put them in. Look at that, that is mint. I've been saying that a lot recently, apologies for that, but anyway, we can have calves. So there'll be loads of questions. Do they grow? Do they mature? How do you make money of them? They won't produce milk, but I don't know yet. That's going to be something that's going to require more testing, but it's something we haven't had on console before and we've got now, and I just think that's brilliant. You can sell these at the livestock market, so yeah, we can have calves, but you can have calves in conjunction with feed trough, water troughs and stuff all over the place. Here you can have your regular cows. So if you're going to do a kind of let's play storyline, then you can have your cows and then you can have calves if you want to go down that route. I think it's a really cool touch, really nice, absolutely brilliant idea. Again, plenty of storage space. Just, that's brilliant. There are troughs out in the field for feed and water. I may well again glance over the feed and water triggers, and I know people will often say, where's the feed and water trigger? I'll be honest with you, get on and have a look. You can find them, they're not that difficult to find. Sometimes people then message me and say I can't get them to work. There can be a multitude of reasons why not. Could be you don't own the land yet, but on this map you do. It could be that nothing's working because you haven't got any animals in there yet. There are all different reasons why things like that won't work. Do a bit of exploration and looking first. I do find people often will send a message asking a question before they've even looked, and often they'll ask me a question that I've answered in the video, and I'll say, but I said that in the video and so I've watched it. Okay. I'm not going to take the time to answer your question if you're not going to watch the video which answers your question. Anyway, biogas plant on our left, which as we already know is already bought and paid for, and if you come on here and start from scratch or farm manager, it doesn't cost you anything to buy it anyway. So biogas plant is just here. Digestate tank is just over here, and then we've got a sell point just over here for little ham stores. Like I say, I'm not going to compare this to the previous version, but if you played on the previous version you'll know that Little Ham Stores has moved. Little Ham Stores used to be up where the garden centre is now, so Little Ham Stores is down here, and there's plenty of space as well, loads of open areas. With regard to placeables and placing things, I haven't tried to place anything yet. I know I'll often say, look, there are big placeable areas, and then people say, well, great, I couldn't get into place. This is new, airfield. What? How cool is that? Now it's a feature, it doesn't serve a purpose or anything, On the map down to the bottom left, there's a red line that shows you the extent of the farm. Little campsite just there on the side next to the airfield, but it gets noisy during the day. But you can, don't think you're supposed to, barriers, if you go through the hedge, you can drive up onto here. On some maps where the red line is an actual like physical barrier, border, you can't get past it, but you can get up onto the airfield, onto the runway, if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to get up onto the runway, but anyway, I say, we can go through the hedge on our back. Now, we haven't actually encountered any extra vehicles yet, have we? Extra vehicles added. There are scooters, there are tour buses, there are police cars. There is, I saw when I was going around this a little while ago, a John Deere with a trailer on the back. What else have I come across? Various different vehicles, which I think is absolutely fantastic. The trusty dual carriageway has stayed, so we're going to head out into the dual carriageway. There you go, scooter and car. The scooters are fast. I found actually all the traffic I've found is bordering on insane, bonkers, and they corner at a ridiculous speed as well, so be incredibly careful whilst driving around the map. Sandy Bay welcomes safe drivers. There is a plane flying around, as you might have seen already, kind of batting around the skies a little bit. So as we come across the map here, we're going to swing across. Now this used to be the Red Lion pub. This is now Dave's bar. It's all looking rather fancy. We're going to get down to that bit in a minute. A bit of forestry on here as well. I didn't check this before. This used to be called the Enchanted Forest. I hope it is still called the Enchanted Forest. That'd be really cool if it is. Big old lay-by to the left. If you're up on your hours on your taco and you've got to pull over and have a bit of a rest, you can stop there. Yes, it is. The Enchanted Forest is still here. So if your forestry needs, if that's your thing, you like doing a bit of forestry, you can do some here at the Enchanted Forest. So pull over into lay-by for a second. And we'll go back to the map. So, we came from Sandy Bay farm here. We came along this road here, out to the garden centre, past the garden centre to Merrywood Farm, down to Little Ham Stores, biogas plant, and down to the airfield. We then came back up along the dual carriageway, back across. We've gone up here, pub there, Dave's bar is just there, and we've just come up to the Enchanted Forest, which is just here. So we're now heading down this way. I know it's difficult to tell if you haven't been on a map before. Just driving around, getting your bearings for the first time can be quite tricky. I always try to show it on the map to show where I've been. That way people can kind of get an idea, a frame of reference for where you are in relation to other things. Otherwise it can be a little bit difficult. This is all new estate that wasn't here before. It's fantastic. Port View Close. Some really nice details in here. We've got Port View Close stores, which is tucked around the back. You are not going to get a big machinery in and out of here without much of a struggle anyway. That's tucked around the back here, and you've got this little close that runs around. Some fantastic detail. Again, just the detailing is amazing. Back of the pub just there. I love the little gardens with all the various different things in. Little allotment around the back here, which again, absolutely fantastic. Little open air market. I'm just smiling a lot, can't help it. There's lots of these little farm areas. I say farm, I suppose they are farm areas, dotted about with barns and stuff. So the main farms that you come onto the map and start with don't have to be the farms that you actually play from. You can play from anywhere you like if you want. So we're heading north. There you go, milk trucks. So milk trucks are something else that are on here as well. I haven't encountered a cement lorry yet. They seem to be the regular favourite, but what I like is the fact that has been changed up. Now this T-junction we're coming up to now, the road we were heading on, that we were driving down past the airfield, had we carried on along that road, it would have taken us over that bridge to the left, over the dual carriageway. Oh, there we go, look at that. Police car with lights and sirens, blues and twos, and off it goes. Now, this is the next thing I want to show you. On PC, this works. I haven't got it to work yet. I didn't in the JCB, but these speed cameras on PC work. You drive through these at speed, and you get a little flash, and then your money goes down top right hand corner. I haven't as yet got that to work on console. That's not saying it doesn't, but I haven't been able to. That's just Me personally, like I say, it does say in the description they do, but I haven't managed to yet. Now, I'm going to head up this way. On the previous version of this map, this was kind of a cut through, if you will, but there wasn't really anything happening up here on the original version. That has changed. I'm going to take this little turning up here. I'm going to come up the back, because we're going to come up to the horse farm stables, tucked away up here. So, just here is for your horses. You buy, sell, load, and unload. We've got stuff here for bedding, and then we've got up on the hill the troughs for feed. I think are right up the top there. Yeah, there's feed and water troughs up there on the field. So the horses have got all this area to roam on, which is all very lovely. So that's your horses. Like I said, this bit before was just a little road that ran up to the end. And if I remember right, there was a little barn up here. But little features like this I like as well. Just tucked in the corner of fields, which you find in the English countryside quite a lot. There'll be a little building, a barn, that they'll store bales in once the baling's done, so they're not always stored at the main farm. It's just a nice little feature. It makes it feel more kind of alive and real, you know. That sounds stupid, but it does. So back out onto that main road. Could cut through hedges and things like that. I say not going to, I'm saying back through a hedge just at the moment, just to turn around. But now the next feature I'm going to show you is something that a lot of people have been talking about. Yesterday we had a mod come out by OxygenDavid, the lizard hedge. Mine's gone blank. What did I put it down as? It was the Lizard Reach Mower, 3-point link mounted mower. It did say compatible with Sandy Bay. So, as we come up this lane here, all around this map there are cuttable hedges. That's right, cuttable hedges. And with those hedge trimmers you can do hedge trimming, hedge cutting, hedge removal. You can also plant your own hedges. Honestly, I'm not making it up. It's true. So, this hedge here, to the right, looks a little bit different to the normal ones. This is a cuttable hedge. I'm going to cut to a bit of footage I did earlier. Right, cool. Now, again, this is something else that's going to require a lot more testing, because the other bit of footage I'm going to show you in a minute is planting of and growing of a cuttable hedge. I'm going to do it across the middle of a field, it doesn't matter. When I cut this on the bit you've just seen, I don't know what the cycle is for it growing back. Does it grow back? Does it need to be cut completely? Do you have to but I don't know. That's all testing that needs to be done. More testing will need to be done on this. But there are cuttable hedges, and you can plant cuttable hedges with the seeds and stuff available. It gives you like 2 grass options on the menu, and one of them will be grass, and the next one, as you click across, comes up as cuttable hedge, which is mind-boggling, but brilliant. Why would you... Brilliant. Why would you want to do it? You might want to add hedges around your field. You might want to split a field in half by putting a hedge in it, and then leave a gap in the middle. There's all, you know, it's just another feature, and it's a cool feature. We often talk about getting new mods that serve no purpose, or you can't see why we've got them and what's the point of them. The hedge mowing, hedge trimming stuff is new. That's new gear we haven't had before. And the fact that on certain maps you can get that to work now, there's no reason why that sort of feature can't be ported over to other maps, you know, at all. I would imagine, with permission from OxygenDavid, if people ask nicely. So we come up lane a little bit further. We're at another cow farm. Buy, sell, load and unload is just here. We've got triggers for feed and water. Has this one got troughs in the field? I can't remember. I say there are so many dotted around. So there is certainly more than one cow farm. And again, this is not considered one of the main farms, but this might be a satellite farm you run. It might be you use it on multiplayer. It might be you decide this is going to be your main farm. You're not going to use the Sandy Bay farm as your main farm. That is entirely your privilege and prerogative. So, I think one of the bits that's changed, I say, the whole map has changed, and that's what's incredible. It has got that fantastic familiarity of the previous versions. Look at that. Hooligans. With so much new in this that it feels like a new map. And I know that's a weird oxymoron to kind of state, but it is. It's so much of this is new. I'm just hoping I can fit this all in. There's so much more to see, and I want to get around all of it. So this sell point wasn't here before. One thing I will say is I think the sign is... God, I tell you what, the Rozzers don't hang about on this map, do they? This is green tech, I think, but the sign just says green. I'm assuming that needs adjusting. I don't know if it hasn't rendered properly or what, but we are now. I'll show you where we've gone to. So from Portview Close, we went up this little side road to the horses. We went up this road here to this cow farm. We looked to the hedges on the way up by field 16. We're now up here at Green Tech Stores, which is up the top here. We're now going to head down this road and into Willow Farm. And Willow Farm Barn is another sale point that's on here. This has changed massively from the previous version. Now, as to what all of the sell points sell, often I will just click on it and show you what they'll do. There are so many sell points that take pretty much everything. Obviously the spinnery takes your usual things. The barns will take your straws, your hays, normally silage and stuff as well. Same with the biogas plant. The biogas plant does take manure and slurry on this map. A lot of them do take manure but don't always take slurry. Now, on the original version, sorry, I said I wasn't going to do this, that field there was sheep field. So that's changed. And when you come into here, whoa, this farm was Sandy Bay Farm, and this farm was split. One half that side where all the pigs and things were, which not anymore. This side had cows, if I recall correctly. So you had cows, pigs and sheep all up here. This is now Willow Farm. The farmyard has changed a little bit on here as well. But through under here is the Willow Farm barn. Again, loads of storage space. And this is where the pigs are, this side of the road now. More building space. Pigs over here. Buy, sell, load and unload is here for your pigs. I'm assuming they have the run of this entire field. That's pretty cool. Open plan pigs. Feed trigger, water trigger, straw trigger just there. It's a nice big open field. Lovely. So that's Willow Farm. I'm loving this. Loving this. Honestly, I'm buzzing because when I first did a co-op with CLEG, we did our first live stream together on this map, and it didn't go as well as I hoped it would because it was the first time I'd ever live streamed and that kind of stuff. We did a couple of co-op episodes on here, and as always happens, you know, schoolwork and various different things get in the way. That was for both of us. So it was difficult. I only get kind of brief periods with CLEG now where she's available, you know, with schoolwork and, you know, her college work. She's busy all the time, and I totally get that. So the fact she said about doing a co-op Let's Play on this, I'm absolutely over the moon. I think that's going to be brilliant. I am in the process of switching Let's Plays, is the wrong way of putting it. You'll understand when you see the next episode. But to do this one as well, oh man, can't wait. So we're arriving on this top northern road now, and the castle is just off to the right, or the castle, a castle I'm talking about. If you don't know this map, you've never been on it before, got a castle off to the right which you can go up to, you can visit, have a look. There's a little bit of parking up there. And we go a little bit further, and this bit, again, this is all completely new. This is very tight up here, so just be wary of that. Bigger vehicles, you're going to struggle to get through here. We've got this little old garage here. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But as we move a little bit further forward, little school, church school just to the side there. We've got bollards and a bus stop, and there's not a lot of room to get through here. What I'm going to do is just stop there a second and jump out, because I want to show you something. How cool is that? I mean, come on. Come on. Wow, there you go. Castle off to the right. I'm assuming these are captured guns. They do look very German to me. Are they 88s? Could be 88s. Anyway, we do have a sell point around the sides here. So we are now here at Western Shore Stores. So we come across the top, we're at Western Shore Stores. We're going to be heading down to all the sell points here. Then we're going to go along the front because there is loads to see. I don't want this to end. You don't mind a 2-hour first look, do you? I'll do it in 2 parts. I just want to stay on it. So, you can drive up to the lighthouse. There's something else I want to show you as well. Again, it's another one of those features. Doesn't need to be on here, but it is, and I'm glad it is. So you can drive up to the lighthouse if you want and have a look out over the point. That's something I will leave for you to discover and explore. But what's really cool is, to the left here, there's not a sell point here, there are no animals up here yet, but there's another farm, which I think is great. And again, with its own sign, Foxbury Farm, just up here. I'll jump the fence. Nice little farmyard. Out to the back here, barn space, and again, this could be your start farm, or you know, a multiplayer farm, or whatever you want it to be. I love the fact there's all these little ones, and they're all so different as well. I like the layout of it. The farmyards all have a very natural feel to them. They don't feel contrived, you know, and that's a skill, that's a talent, that's whether it's natural ability, just an eye for it, or a learnt skill, to be able to make something that feels natural and not contrived is a skill, you know. Things evolve over time, especially farms and farmyards, to be able to recreate that. Wow. So we're heading down the side of the huge white cliffs to our left. So next to our sell points, and we've got a few here. Pull straight out. Say give way, but I didn't mean that. Little shipwreck over to the right there on the beach, on the sandy bay. Livestock market is just around here, so if you want to come and collect your animals yourself and bring them to your farm from here, the livestock market trigger is just there. Now, what I'm going to do is click on this. If we go across to... is it Meadow Grove? It wasn't Meadow Grove, was it? It was Merrywood. There we go, Merrywood Calves. If I click on that, they're worth 300 each now. I think I bought them for 500. So like I say, I don't know again whether or not the Whether you keep them for longer, whether they fatten up, whether they're worth more, like I said, that's going to require more testing. But you can sell them, so it's not like they're just there for a decorative thing. You can sell them. It's just as to what their specific dynamic is. Now, other YouTubers may have covered that already. You've got to remember this has been out on PC for quite a while now. But this is our first kind of foray into this on console. So, as far as sell points here, we are now at Sandy Bay Stores. So we've got Sandy Bay Stores Dock 1, Dock 2 and Sandy Bay Stores. So Sandy Bay Stores Dock 1 is that sell point there. Sandy Bay Stores Dock 2 is that one there. And Sandy Bay Stores is that one just there. Now, as to what they sell different to each other, let's go to Sandy Bay Stores there. Is like a barn sell point, so that'll do your silage, grass, hay, straw. The docks does all your main crop types, all the stuff, but they're just competing, so you've got different prices at both. I do like it when you've got a lot of sell points on the map, because it does give you all those competing prices, and it does give you the option to trade wherever all across the map. There's nothing to stop you putting in your own ones. Again, you can do whatever you like, it's entirely to you. So there we go. Now we're going to head along the front, and along the seafront, as if there haven't been enough changes already, wow, you are in for a treat, because blimey has it changed. Various different animations on here are just, I don't know, incredible. Now this map didn't say anywhere that there were required mods or anything it needs. Everything it needs on here already. Look at the animation there. That wheel loader does a circuit around the building site. It's like a gravel yard, gravel type thing, where they're repairing everything. It comes down there, round that, and comes across the road, which is just brilliant. And then does a circuit round here. So again, if you're doing a kind of let's play narrative driven storyline, the stuff you can add in, but even like little details like this. Look at the windsock. It's a tiny thing, but automatically it makes you feel like there's wind. You can't see wind, you can't, you know, you can feel it in real life, but that gives you a visual cue to it's windy. That's brilliant. Love it. So, these aren't sell points, these are just decorative. Possibly a well-known restaurant chain there, who knows? Oh, someone's in for it. I assume that's the... Why is there a police car parked outside? This is an old people's home. There's a wheelchair. I'm puzzled. Is that a police station or an old people's home? Or does the policeman just live there? There's a lot of disabled spaces. Anyway, regardless, roundabout. This is new. This wasn't here before. Circus tent? Cool. It just, all these elements just get added in and it's like, wow. It's another one of those things. It doesn't need to be on here, but it is. Little play area, skate park. Go across the railway line into the store. Big area at the store for vehicles, etc. The reset point is not here at the store. The reset point, if you should get stuck or anything, is up at the main Sandy Bay farm. It's a Class dealership. Someone's obviously traded in their John Deere for a Class because it's looking all forlorn over there on its own. Look. So there's your dealership with your store trigger there, and here your repair, customised sell trigger. And then we have another sell point just tucked in here. So we are now along the coast here, round the roundabout, boom, in here, West Coast stores and the shop. So what I'm going to do very quickly at this point is whiz up the road, because this was a bit I kind of missed. We got to the speed camera area earlier and didn't carry on that road, went up towards the horses, but this I want to try and get this in as well. Like I say, I do apologise if this is a long kind of map tour, but I want to try and show you as much as I possibly can. Because like I say, the details just wow. Now this area has all changed well. The church was always here, but We've got a few shops now. Fuel station off to the left too. Little bus stop. It's brilliant. Hilltop stores. Hilltop stores? That was Oakfield, wasn't it? Mind losing my mind. Sure it was, wasn't it? Anyway. So yeah, we would have missed this little village bit out otherwise. So I'm going to show you that road there. If you take that road, leads all the way back up to Willow Farm. Did I mention this map was set in Devon? It's fictional, but it is set in Devon. I mean, the sandy beach, to be honest with you, the length of it, and it reminds me very much of Woolacombe. Having my aunt lives down in Devon, in Ilfracombe, having spent many a summer holiday down there. Woolacombe Beach, just oh, I love it. The Red Barn, is that still there? I don't know, I haven't been down there for a long time now. But the Red Barn was a fantastic restaurant down there. Loved it. Anyway, sidetracked. But that's what it's fantastic when a map can evoke a memory or a feeling, or that's brilliant. So along the front, which has changed massively, we've got a pub just here with an egg sell point behind it. Gary's Bar. Egg sell point around the back, just there. Got quite a few sell points on the front. Look at the pier. Wow. It's just incredible. Ample parking should you wish to come down to the seafront. Oh, another speed trap just there. Look, be careful. I don't want people speeding along the seafront. Volleyball. We fancy coming down a bit of volleyball on the beach. Lovely. Whoa. I honestly can't believe how much this has changed. And all for the better. It's wow. I mean, just brilliant. Mind you, judging by the speed the traffic goes, it's hardly surprising the police are always going around with the sirens on. So, coming up on some sell points, we have got just here on the right at the end of the Esplanade seafront. This is the dairy since 1956. Now, this does say on the sign 8 AM to 6 PM, so I'm assuming these have automatic gates. Again, that's something else will need to be tested because I was on here after 8 AM, so I'm not too sure. But we've got dairy sell point, and then we've got I've got to check on the map. Dairy, what was it? Pub X, I've done that. So dairy and dairy whole stores. So dairy sale point and dairy whole stores are just in this little bit here. Then we've got the spinnery and the sawmill coming up. So dairy and dairy whole stores are these two sale points just here. What I'm going to do now is head around. Spinnery and sawmill. I think that might be all the sale points covered. Have I covered it all? Oh, you know what I missed? I didn't see it. Out across the other side, we've got an aeroplane that's doing a loop. There's the spinnery sale point, sorry, just there. Wall on the building there. Look, forklift truck going around. It's little animations like that, it just brings the whole thing to life. We haven't seen the John Deere with the trailer yet. There's a helicopter that flies around as well. So there's a balloon, a plane and a helicopter, and the helicopter's fantastic. Again, another really nice feature, just adds to it. So sawmill sell point is just here, down by the railway line. We've got a lumber sell point just there, wood chip sell point just there. And then we're going to follow this road across the back here, which again did not exist before. There was only one road on the front, as far as I recall, on the FS19 version on console. Again, this has got some fantastic features in it. It's like things like washing the gardens, and I mean that's nothing new, but oh look, there's a bus. Let me just move out of the way and let the bus go past. Look, Sandy Bay Tours. We haven't encountered one of those yet. Open top bus. Awesome. We have got here, there's a house for sale and the people are moving. Got a little truck there. Load of stuff in the back of it and some boxes in the road. Someone's obviously having some roofing done or windows cleaned. A little bit of roadworks. You have to have some roadworks somewhere, didn't you? And then we're going to come up on the train station. Garage point there, so more repair work and stuff can be done at an independent garage, which I think is great. And we come to the train station with train station parking, which is all very nice. Now, I know a question that will be asked, and I was going to ask myself, does the train run? In answer to that question, in Blue Peter style, here's a clip I prepared earlier from pretty much here, if not kind of there. It does run, but it only runs every so often. I think it's not a certain set time of day. I think it may be every so many game minutes, and that's not... If you speed up time, it won't speed up the time that the train arrives. I think it's every so many actual minutes it runs. Again, I could be wrong on that, but it does run. There is a train, and it does run. Again, really nice feature. Now, this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because I know there will be people that will complain and say the slot count is too high on the map. 750 starting points too high. Even on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, 623 is too high. That will be the argument. I personally disagree. I personally feel with everything that's on this map, absolutely you can see why it is the way it is. So the argument's that people then say, well, there's loads of stuff on it that doesn't need to be on there. You could have taken it off and lowered the slot count. Yeah, you could have done. But why? Because this gives you so much... Oh, he didn't even have his sirens going. I mean, come on. That's not on. That really is not on. I think I'm going to be suing. Oh, what is happening? That was just outrageous. Look, and there's even a speed cameras here as well. So... yeah, I mean, I personally didn't know, because it gives it such an immersive feel with all this stuff happening, all the animations, the various different, you could just have a balloon going around the sky. Do you need to have a balloon, a plane and a helicopter? No, but it's cool that you do. Absolutely, I think it's fantastic. Blimey. Anyway, we are now coming around to the last little bit. Little kind of placeable area around to right there. We've got a turning. Have I missed it? Is there another turning up here? Yes, there is. Oh, I see what I've missed. If I turn right there, then first left, there's a little kind of chalky track that leads back up to Sandy Bay Farm, which is where we started. But I'm going to head up here. And we're going to finish up the top here, the other side of the valley, not far from where we started. I love it. I think it's a fantastic map with fantastic detail, really immersive. There's loads of new textures. There's all the different things. Just the changes with the traffic and police cars with sirens and speed traps on the roads. Caravan park just to the left here. See what I mean about them? That scared the life out of me. What we'll do is head up here to the lighthouse overlooking the bay, and we'll end it there, I think. Oh, it's not lighthouse, it's the lighthouse the other side, windmill. Oh. Anyway, the windmill overlooking the bay. Oh yeah, it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. Let's say this is by no means an extensive look at. This is a kind of review of what's on here. There is so much stuff on here that I need to go into more depth on. That it will require testing or will require hours of gameplay. I mean, that's the thing about it. It requires a lot more gameplay. So what we're going to do is stop there, jump the wall, head out onto the point. And that is Sandy Bay. Sandy Bay 19. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.